Triple E EDC back again with another knife video. This is the Snecx Mini Buster, and I'm psyched to have this here. I have the full-size Buster here, and this one is made by Hoback. So this is the Hoback Snecx Buster, and this is one of my favorite knives. I love this thing. It does have a couple of issues, mainly some of the blockiness and stuff like that. But overall, this is a really cool knife. Very happy to have this in my collection. And so when I saw this come out, which is sort of in a more EDC-friendly size, because frankly, this is a 4-inch blade. It's a big blade, right? So this is a more EDC-friendly size. I was pretty psyched to get this. And I saw that it was being made by Reeve. Reeve does a great job, so no complaints there. Let's go ahead and do some size comparisons with this thing to get started. This is the Spyderco Para 3. So you can see it's sort of in that little bit around the Para 3 size range, but it's sort of in between. Here's the Paramilitary 2, just for comparison. So a little bit closer in size to the Paramilitary 2, but still sort of in between. Here is the Benchmade Super Freak, and here's the Mini Freak. And let's see, how about the Benchmade Bugout? So that should do it on size comparisons. Gives a pretty good size comparison. This thing is pretty nice, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about the good and the bad on this thing. So the good right off the bat is this is made by Reeve. That means the fit and finish on this thing is excellent. Just all around perfect fit and finish. Everywhere on this knife. Just beautiful, beautifully done. And there are a couple different versions of this. They come in, I think it comes in black, black titanium, and this is the raw titanium with the stonewash blade that they do. I love their stonewash. So I guess that's the next thing I want to talk about is I really, really love their stonewash, and it's just everything they do is nice within that stonewash. Next is the CPM 20 CV blade, as you can see right there. So 20 CV is not a steel you see in Reeve knives a lot. They tend to use more M390 S35VN, but they are using it here, which is very cool to see them using sort of a US steel manufacturer. Whoops, misfired that because it hit my finger. In addition to the fit and finish on this, the action is also excellent on this. This is just, it has the ceramic bearings that Reeve does very well, and it just has really nice drop shot action. Very, very smooth all the way through. Very happy with that. The detent on here is really nice and crisp. As you can see, it hits very, very nice before it comes down on the fold. So action out is great. Action in is also great. The styling on this is pretty nice. We'll get more into the styling in a little bit. You got this kind of backspacer here with this indentation. I'm not exactly sure. I know what it's modeled off of, but I don't know exactly sure why they went that way. I'll show you the other version. Well, let's go ahead and do that now. You can sort of see here that it follows this indentation here, but you don't have some of these other ridges. You don't have some of the other detailing. I think they were trying to do this with less milling. As you can see, there's a lot of milling on this all around. They're trying to do this for less milling to keep the cost down. The price on this is $280, which is high for a knife, but in the world of Reeve knives, it's not really that high. A lot of Reeve knives are around the price of what you'd see a lot of ZTs, sometimes even more. So, I'm not shocked by the price. It's not, a bargain by any means, but it is, I'm not shocked by the price. And that's, for this level of fit and finish, I think you're paying for it anyway. The clip is great in and out of the pocket. It has, I like these ones that have sort of a curve, these milled clips that have that curve right there, because it always works well in and out of the pocket. It's a classic design, and it gives probably the least problems of any type of milled clip that there are. So they sort of went safe with it, and I'm happy they did that. It has the a lock bar interface over here, steel lock bar interface, in order to avoid lock stick. And I believe it has an over travel stop. I thought it had one on there. No over travel stop. Okay, but I don't think that's a big deal. I think over travel stops are sort of overblown when there's a steel lock bar interface, because usually you're only really worried about pulling the lock bar too far this way if you're trying to fight against lock stick, which isn't going to be an issue on here. There's absolutely zero lock stick, so very happy with that. Really, the blade on here cuts very, very well. The Wharncliffe blades are great for a lot of different cutting styles, and you can also get nice finger access over here and control this tip. It's not too far out where you can't control it, and it's far enough back where but it's still enough length that you can use it for a lot of different types of tasks. So overall, I really like that. Let's talk about the bad on this, because there is some bad, and this is really the reason I'm getting rid of it. So two reasons. One is the flipper tab. The flipper tab on this is too short. So if you look at the flipper tabs on the original, it's also a short flipper tab, but it works on the original. I believe partly because the blade is heavy enough to swing out, and partly because the detent, it has that the proprietary detent that Hoback uses, or that Snecx and Hoback, I guess, did together. I don't know exactly which, but they have a rolling detent on there, and on this one, the detent is so crisp that I'll sometimes misfire. You have that where your finger runs over the top. That's not pretty. So I would prefer not to have that problem, but that problem pops up more than I'd like, and so I don't necessarily love that. Second real reason I'm getting rid of it is, frankly, every time that I want to carry a Snecx Buster, I reach for this one. Is that fair to this guy? No, because this is a $280 knife, and this is like a $750 knife, right? So it's not really fair to it, but it's just them's the breaks, right? I don't necessarily reach for it. There's also a couple of cool things, in here all around. I'll just show you guys some of the details that are different. Instead of Snecx, on the blade, it's sort of engraved into the titanium, right? You have this milling on the pocket clip, which is really cool. You have all the milling in here and in here, right? That's really cool. You have the milling all up in here that you don't have on here. So, and then you have, this sort of stonewashed titanium rather than this, which is more of like a bead blasted titanium. So I prefer this stonewashed look. And Reeve does that look. They do it on like the Chimera and everything, but they didn't do it here on this one. So this one seems to be more of like a, I don't mind carrying it every day. I'm gonna, hard use it if I need to, that type of thing. And this one, it feels more like a gentleman's knife, honestly, which is sort of weird because it's the little brother to this one. But that's how it feels. Anyway, overall, if you're asking me if I recommend this knife, yes, I do. If you are in the market for a Wee knife and you like a Wharncliffe blade shape, this thing is awesome. It's a great knife, and I would definitely recommend it, even at the $280. You can probably find one on the secondary for $225 to $240, but yeah, you're gonna get a good deal even at $280. I think the price is decent on it, and it works pretty well. One thing I didn't mention, ergonomics. Ergonomics are good on here. I'd say they're not blow me out of the water. I'd say they're probably about a 7.5, but they're pretty good nonetheless. And it is a full 4-finger grip. That's pretty much it on this one. I do recommend it, and that's pretty much it. Go ahead and like the video, hit the notification bell and the subscribe button if you felt if you like this type of content, and go ahead and comment below. Let me know if you have either one of these knives or what you think of them. Thank you so much.